Welcome back to Balderdash Academy. Our points are myself with 80 points. Next, we have Carla Rose with 265, Nate with 270, and neck and neck, we have Molly with 300 and Marie with 323 points. It's time for our final pop quiz of the night. This pop quiz is from the head of Home Economics and Wellness and our current reigning champion, Professor Marie Stewart Harmon. Marie.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me here. First of all, I would like to welcome one of the newest members of the Balderdash family, Professor McGill. I think that you introduced a brand new member of your family today.
That is true.
Can you tell us a little bit about this little creature?
Well, I drove 6 hours round trip to pick up our new puppy.
Hooray! Wonderful. And have you ever owned a dog before?
When I was a baby, so I don't think that counts. So no, I'm a cat person by nature, but I will now become a dog person. I think. I hope.
I think your life is about to change for the better. But I, as a dog owner myself, have experienced a few of my own issues with the dog. Like, for example, eating anything they find on the floor. So, if you perhaps maybe leave a entire Tupperware container of chocolate-covered almonds on the floor, and your dog might ingest them, faculty, my goodness, what would you do? Molly, I'm going to throw you right under the bus here as a brand new dog owner who has no idea, no experience in this whatsoever. What would you do if you saw that your dog ate something?
Well, I know that chocolate is not good for dogs. So I'm way ahead there. I would probably, it makes the most sense. I've seen this on dog training videos to really just pick the dog up like a potato sack, right? And just kind of like shake it by its back paws until it vomits the...
So you've got the back paws and it's over your shoulder.
Yeah, yep. It's all for safety. It's ergonomic.
Got it. That's potentially useful. Nate, I know that you have a dog. Have you ever experienced anything like this before?
Oh my God. Thankfully, I haven't. I haven't. But I, being a science teacher, I know that you really want to counteract any poison that's in there, and that is a toxin to dogs. So what you want to do is you want to put in the exact opposite of chocolate, which in this case is Brussels sprouts that has been roasted for about 5 minutes too long, and smells god-awful. You just feed them to the dog, and the science of it is that they mesh together, counteract, and dissolve. It's kind of like Febreze spray for your gut.
For a dog's gut. Got it.
Yeah.
But this potentially could work on humans. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if you're lactose intolerant, that's fine. But I'm not. I don't like intolerant people.
Who does? Coach Dubois, what would you do if your dog ate something it wasn't supposed to eat?
Well, it's very fortuitous that you would ask me this question because I actually earned the Presidential Medal of Freedom for delivering life-saving assistance via mouth-to-mouth to a Weimaraner who had been choking on a small rodent. And though to this day I suffer with persistent dog breath, I never forget my love for dogs, my passion for their health. And I did take a course eventually. And in that course, we actually have a little bag, a doggy bag, that we carry around with tools of the trade for health, emergency health. One of them is a tube called a trauma. And what you do is you insert it in pretty much any orifice, depending on the size of the dog, any orifice, the nares, the oral orifice, the anus.
The rear
orifice. I'm trying to use technical terms. I didn't think you guys would be, giggling at this. This is life.
The gluteus orifice.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
Whatever. Because what you want is to and then you just put your mouth on the trauma and just like suck as much as you can of this product, this poisonous stuff out. And basically it's kind of like the idea of those things where you suck on the wound of like a poisonous snake, and then you spit it out, and then then that gives the dog time, that gives you time to get to the vet and give it proper treatment.
Well, I'm glad I took notes.
Headmaster Bob, do you have any advice for us?
I do. I grew up with a dog. I loved my dog. One thing that was always true, at least with my dog, was that it loved car rides. It just couldn't keep the food in its stomach when it went on them. So the obvious answer is to throw the dog in the car, hop in, and on your way to the emergency vet, hope that the car does its trick and saves you $500 or $600 for a stomach pumping.
That my dog does often throw up in the car, so you are onto something there, Bob. All of these are very, very good suggestions. We have Molly's sort of back leg Heimlich that she's like, throw the dog over your shoulders by the back legs. We've got Nate's roasted Brussels sprouts and like the antithesis to the chocolate. And then we have Coach Dubois' mouth to mouth trauma sucker. It sounds like it's a very specific device, the trauma sucker, to remove the inappropriate content from the dog. And then we have Bob's ER vet, just head to the vet and maybe it throws up on the way. That's very reasonable advice. I would like to share with you the proper way of helping your dog through this moment. But Shawn, I would like to know if you would like to award any of our faculty any points at this moment.
Yeah, I would. Let's do 50 points to Bob for what's actually probably the correct answer for his particular animal. 25 to Molly for her suggestion to shake the puppy, which is maybe not something we want to advocate all that much. Nate for giving a detailed description of the food I hate the worst on the planet. We're going to do a 10-point penalty, but he gets 25 points for the intolerance line, so he ends up plus 15.
All right. Very, very cool. All of these things are very, very useful, and I think Bob is the closest. The very first thing you should do is call the vet, just to be sure. And in my situation, it was chocolate-covered almonds, and I spent some money with the emergency line vet, and I paid money for him to give me the advice of 2 teaspoons of hydrogen peroxide per 10 pounds of dog mixed with peanut butter. The hydrogen peroxide, the correct ratio is appropriate, so only 2 teaspoons per 10 pounds of dog. The hydrogen peroxide naturally makes the dog throw up. So you mix your peroxide up with a little bit of peanut butter, because most dogs love peanut butter. And then while you're watching your dog devour this delicious peanut butter, because it has no idea what's about to happen to it, you just love them and you shame them just a little bit while they're consuming it, and then you get to watch them vomit it all up. It is remarkable how quickly it works. I have to restate, you should always call your vet, but in my specific situation, the vet was like, they consumed such a small amount that 2 teaspoons per 10 pounds of dog. So I have a 40-pound dog, and I gave him 8 teaspoons of hydrogen peroxide mixed with peanut butter, and the resulting mess was moments later, and we did not have to go to the emergency room, and my dogs are totally fine.
I have to be honest with you, I did not expect the answer to be peanut butter and watered down rocket fuel.
Yep. And that is per vet instructions. So there is your home wellness.
I'm realizing I forgot to call it Carla's points. I had written down for her. The trauma cycle line alone is worth 75 points.
Yes, it is. 75.
75 points.
I'm rolling,
all right, well, that
coach.
changes our points. Right now, I am in last place with 130 points. Next, we have Nate with 200. 85. Following, we have Marie with 323 points, Molly with 325, and in the lead, Carla Rose with 340 points.
Yes! All right, okay.
Go team!
It's not lost. It's not lost.
It's not lost. Anything can happen with Technically Correct. And our next game is called Technically Correct. Now, I'm going to read a movie description that's technically correct. Our faculty members will all come up with an answer as fast as possible. Shawn will award points based on the answers he likes best. Now, the description of the first movie. A babysitter sucks at her job while she's fighting her own battle of the bulge. Molly, what do you got?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
It's a good answer. Mrs. Doubtfire. All right. Carla Rose, you have an answer?
I'm thinking it's Air Bud, but I just love, sports movies. I think it's like the fourth one where the mama dog had mange.
Air Bud 4, the one with the mama. Marie, what's your answer?
I'm fairly certain it's Halloween.
All right, Halloween. Nate, what do you have?
Jaws 2.
Jaws 2. All right. The correct... So, Shawn, we actually have Carla Rose with Air Bud 4, Marie with Halloween, Molly with Mrs. Doubtfire, and Nate with Jaws 2. The real answer was Labyrinth.
Oh, yeah!
Labyrinth. Babysitter sucks at her job while she's fighting her own battle of the bulge. Mm-hmm. Watch the movie, you'll know what bulge I'm talking about. Shawn, how would you like to score that?
Bulge.
Air Bud 4 is a deep cut worthy of 20 points. And let's go 25 to Molly for Mrs. Doubtfire, which I think is probably technically correct.
Mrs. Doubtfire is technically correct.
Right?
Is. And when I sent it to Coach Steve, that was actually his first answer, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, like mine.
All right. The next movie. A pair of bad actors try to seek an audience with a prince alone in his castle. Carla Rose.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That was gonna be mine.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I love that movie. All right, Marie, what do you have?
I was gonna say Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, so I'm gonna go with the one that's coming out very soon, because I'm pretty sure they're making another one.
All right, Bill and Ted 3. All right, Bill and Ted 3. Molly, what do you have?
It is obviously Biodome.
Biodome and Nate.
Yeah.
I am going to go with Donnie Brasco.
Donnie Brasco.
Yep.
All right, so, Shawn, we have Marie with Bill and Ted 3, Molly with Biodome, Nate with Donnie Brasco, Carla Rose with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The answer was Home Alone.
Fine.
It was Home Alone. Shawn, how would you like to score that?
Pulling up Biodome out of nowhere, let's do 15 points for that. It's always fun. And the completely random Donnie Brasco. Let's go with 35 points on that one.
35 for Nate. Our third movie. So it's a movie about small business owners who get hassled by the government. And let's go with Molly. What do you have?
Great, Bob. Thanks. The small business owners that get hassled by the government is obviously Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
Trying to do their own thing.
All right. Yeah, Nate, what do you have?
Men in Black.
Men in Black. Carla Rose?
Well, it's clearly legendary Weird Al Yankovic's UHF.
UHF. And Marie?
I'm gonna go with The Producers.
Producers. So we have Molly with Hocus Pocus, Nate with Men in Black, Carla Rose with UHF, and Marie with the producers. Now, Nate and Carla Rose are technically correct. However, the movie about small business owners getting hassled by the government describes Ghostbusters.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yep.
So, Shawn, how would you like to score?
It is. Let's go. Any Weird Al reference is worth 30 points. And the producers is out there enough. Let's do 20 for that, for Marie.
All right. Our last description. A boy fights nothing. So, it's a story of a boy who fights nothing. Nate, what do you have?
The Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense, yeah. Carla Rose.
That Travolta movie. Is it The Boy in the Bubble?
Bubble Boy. I don't know if it's a boy in the bubble. Either way, I know what movie you're talking about. Marie, it's the movie we're all living right now. Marie, what do you have?
I'm going to go with the partially animated film Pete's Dragon.
Pete's Dragon? All
Such
right.
a good movie.
Pete's Dragon. Set in Maine, by the way. Both versions. Yep. Molly, what's your answer?
Look, there's a lot of different ways I could go here. I could go funny. I could try and court favor, but I'm just going to go with the right answer that is technically correct because I'm hoping it's the right thing to do. It's The Never-Ending Story.
The Never-Ending Story. So, we have Nate with The Sixth Sense, Carla Rose with Bubble Boy, Marie with Pete's Dragon, and Molly with A Never-Ending Story. The actual answer is not technically correct. It's actually correct. It is Molly. It is The Never-Ending Story. It's the story of a boy who fights the nothing. So, Shawn, how would you like to score that?
It's definitely do 50 to Molly for getting that one right. Let's do 25 to Bob for a question I had not even a guess on. Let's do 30 to Carla Rose for the Bubble Boy, and 10 points for Nate seeing dead people.
All right. Never-Ending Story. Not only was it about a boy who fights nothing, it was about me as a 9-year-old kid bawling my eyes out after they killed the horse. So
you and us all, buddy. You and us all.
My teacher got
I still do cry.
that day for my mom.
So
last time I saw that, it was on the Concord bus from Portland to Boston, and I got off the bus and I was like a weepy mess, and they were like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I just saw a movie from my childhood."
Fun fact: it was based on a German novel, and the novelist hated the movie so much he wanted his name removed from it.
Wow. Well, he was wrong.
That leads us to our moral. Now, after listening to our conversation and hearing what everybody had to say, playing our games, we arrived here. And the moral of tonight's story is very, very clear. It doesn't matter what you start off as. And it doesn't matter how many times you pick yourself up or fall down. At the end of the day, you will always be Leonard Matthew. All right. So, our points. In last place is myself with 155 points. Next, we have our reigning champion, former reigning champion Marie with 323. Next, we have Nate with 330. So that leaves two people. Is it Carla Rose or is it Molly? Well, Carla Rose has a total score of 420, which makes Molly our reigning champion with 435 points.
Oh my God, I'd like to thank my parents, and especially you, Shawn, for everything and for believing in me when I didn't even believe in myself.
I didn't believe in you either.
Good game. Good game.
Shawn, thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you had as much fun as we had.
Last.
Thank you, for watching Balderdash Academy. I've been your headmaster, Bob LeBlanc. Joining me has been the head of English Language Arts, Professor Molly McGill.
I'm not happy about winning at all. At all.
We have the head of STEAM, Professor Nate Green.
Bye.
We have the head of Home Ec and Wellness, Professor Marie Stewart-Harmon.
From first to worst, but I'm coming for you next week.
It's a good job. And we have joining us as the temporary assistant coach of the Balderdash Academy Dashers, Carla Rose Dubois, standing in for Steve Corning. Well done, Carla Rose. Steve could not be with us tonight. Steve has another show. He is a professional juggler. You can find more out about Steve Corning at stevecorning.com and just search online for the Human Variety Show. Stick around tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but stick around. We will be playing one final game of Balderdash Academy after hours. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.
If you've ever taken a date to a buffet or to surgery, you'll want to watch the next episode of Balderdash Academy. Okay, those are pretty obscure. How about this? If you've ever been on an escalator or roller coaster while eating salad, then have sex with me at Balderdash Academy. Bingo! Watch it all go down on the next episode. We got it. Let's call it a wrap. Oh gosh, guys, I love wraps. Do you love wraps? Yeah.
Over a pair of nipples.
Isn't it always?
Why was his name over a pair of nipples?
With Marie coming in next with 235, Molly with 323. I can't read. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. You can find us on your favorite podcast service as Balderdash Academy. Go Dashers!
I was going to say, I don't even remember nipples.